It's compelling, it's cutthroat, it's chaotic, it's clever, it's controversy and chaos, baby.
This is another random thing that I just thought about because of social media. But what do you think about the fact that people are online talking about how Michael Jackson was a real nigga and how he was hood?
You know, I honestly could believe it. Because when people be saying, like, that's not Michael Jackson's voice, like, that was not his talking.
Yes.
I could believe it.
Yes.
I could believe that Michael Jackson would look at you like, nigga, get the fuck out of here with that shit. I really feel like that really was like the public persona.
Mm-hmm. I've seen those old stories and videos.
Yes,
I'm like,
and people just like, no, Michael was not like that. And I like that because they kind of show that was the real form of like celebrity. It's like you knew who people presented themselves to be, but you never knew who they were behind closed doors.
mm-hmm.
It was always like a mystery. You just assumed.
Right.
And I feel like he was one of the main people who kind of ushered that in. Like, this is the celebrity. This is Michael Jackson's lore.
Literally.
The lore of Michael Jackson.
And I wish he was still alive so we can.
To this day. Because I need.
There's so many things that just be popping up. And I'd be like, what?
I want to know what Michael will be thinking about these niggas who can't really sing that's out here. Like, I need to know. And I just feel like he would be so shady. Like Prince shady. Like, okay. Calm down, nigga. Calm down. You can't sing. You can't sing. You can't fucking dance. You can't fucking dress. Nigga, stop stealing my style, Offset. Take my goddamn clothes off. I feel like Michael would be giving it to them quickly.
I wish he would have sang more in his like regular deep voice.
So we can hear it.
There is one song. Why do I have this comb in my hand? Sorry. There is one song.
You can hear it in You Rock My World. You could hear his like he's talking to Chris Rock in the beginning. You can hear, this ain't this ain't that.
Yeah.
He had
there's another song. I'm gonna find it. I think it's on the Invincible album. I literally saw a video about it the other day. I'm like, wait, I want more of this.
Yes, like I feel like he gave it to us, but we wasn't really listening.
And I know he got some unreleased songs. So Paris, Prince, Blanket, all the kids. Put some of that shit out. Put some of it out. Yeah.
Let's just sprinkle little Michael somewhere.
Yeah.
Let me hear it.
Yeah, and give Chris Brown his just due. If I don't see a Chris Brown, Michael Jackson tribute, like an adult version, not the Man in the Mirror one when he was crying on the stage, we gotta.
He was trying to redeem himself with that one, baby. No, we needed the AMA performance that we didn't get. Actually, I saw a clip that the guy who was producing, one of the producers for the AMA Awards, that he didn't say Chris Brown by name, but you knew who he was talking about, and it was just like. He was like, I wish if I run into them in person because I want to apologize because that was fucked up. Like artists spend a lot of their time doing things like, I don't want to tell somebody, yes, something is going to happen. And then be like, actually, no, you done did all this
powers that be.
The powers that be said no. So you know what? It was one of those things where the situation was never addressed. And it's just like, okay, it's a little late, but address it.
Yeah.
You could get in contact with Chris Brown if you wanted to. Have your people call his people and fucking apologize.
And I think he would be accepting of it.
Yes, because I feel like oftentimes he gets ridiculed for stuff. And it's just like, nobody feels like they have to apologize because they justify it like, oh, well, this is our response to this. So we don't have to apologize to him.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's not how that works. That's not your beef to inherit.
I agree.
That's not your beef to inherit. He didn't do anything to you. So you carrying all this hatred and animosity, and you can still apologize. It doesn't mean because a person does something bad that they get the same respect that other people get.
They can't be redeemable.
That they can't be redeemable, and also that they don't have the right to be upset about something. Just because
especially when the other party in the situation, they've forgiven them, they've gotten back together, all the things. Like, let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Like, it is what it is. What it is. It's unfortunate, and give that man his fucking apology.
Yeah, agree.
And give us an apology too, because we missed out on an epic fucking performance because y'all bitch asses.
It's not too late.
But we know Chris. He ain't gonna want to do that shit.
He would. I think he would.
I don't think he will. The way that he cursed out the NBA and said, "I will never play no fucking basketball with y'all bitches again." He ain't that is a Taurus man. He don't give a fuck. If anything, he be like, I'm gonna get his performance on tour. Fuck all of y'all.
Yeah.
We know his track record. He don't give a fuck. And this is what do it.
He don't.
You ain't want it when I offered it to you? Bye, bitch.
But I just feel like I deserve to see him and Sierra do a Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson tribute. And I don't care. That's a hill I'm willing to die on.
That's the combo.
That's the combo. There's nobody else. I'm sorry.
That is the combo.
Yeah.
That is the combo. Okay, yeah. So welcome to 50. Ooh, is this 60?
It is.
I think it is.
I think it is. Oh my gosh.
Of controversy and chaos.
Weird observation, but in episode 50, we were wearing all black. And in episode 60, we're wearing all white.
Angelic. Look at that. Okay. Didn't even do it on purpose. Didn't even do it on purpose. Look at that. Okay. Random question of the day time.
Okay, so this is a controversial one for sure. But I was listening to a podcast and this girl said that she feels as if monogamy was made for women and that men are incapable of being naturally monogamous. If they are monogamous, it is because society forces them to, whatever. My question to you, because my opinion is that I think that people put too much emphasis on men versus women. It just makes men sound very animalistic. And some men are animals, but they're animals because it's been accepted in society for them to be animalistic. Whereas women are taught to suppress their sexuality and those animalistic sexual feelings. So the question is, do you think it's easier for, no, not easier. How do I want to frame this? Do you think it's harder for men or women to be monogamous? And I can let you have your thoughts and I'll expound. I personally think that it is easier for women to be monogamous because the minute you go through puberty, teenagehood, adulthood, all the things, most women are sought after. So we're used to being chased, sought after, desired, whatever. So if we're in a monogamous relationship and there is a man who's presenting himself, we're not going to just jump on it because it's like, I mean, men present themselves to me every day, whether I'm looking busted and disgusted or if I'm looking like a bad bitch. It just is what it is. So in our mind, it's also kind of like we know the risk is not, the reward might not be worth the risk. So we will think about it like, if I do this, will it be worth it? I don't think so. So yeah. Then some women will just probably do it and then just be good at lying and hiding it because I think women are more detail oriented than men. Just saying. But men, I feel like it's not until a man is in his adult years that girls or women are more forward facing and seeking out a man. So it might be harder for a man to be like, oh no, I'm not going to do that because, they're not used to being the prize, right? Until they're in their older years. And also, I feel like most men just simply lack discipline and self-control. I honestly think that's all cheating is about. Discipline and self-control, which most men lack. So I think it is, the opportunities are easier for women to cheat, but because most of us are thinkers and we have discipline and self-control and we're used to being sought after, we don't do it. Not us, but I'm saying women don't do it. Whereas men, a lot of them lack discipline, a lot of them lack self-control, and they get an attention that they never got before. So yeah.
Okay. I agree, except one thing. I feel like it would be easier for men as they get older, like when women are more like kind of forward facing, like I like you and I want you. When women are like that, because it's just like, oh, they throwing it. So bitch, I'm catching it every fucking where. Whereas when they're younger, they have to do the work. They are doing the chasing. I don't know any teenage girl or like early 20s that's just like approaching men. You are approaching me. So it's like, you got to do a lot more work than I do. Yeah. I feel like women, when they're younger, I think it's flipped. I think women, when they're younger, have more suitors because it's like everybody is coming to her. You don't have to go nowhere. I can just stand here and exist, and somebody gonna come from over there. Somebody gonna come from over there. So here's another one. Here's another one, and then it's like you have the pick of the litter. I can choose which one I want. I don't necessarily have to sleep with all of you. I can choose which one that I want. I can talk to all of y'all, but realistically, if it comes down to sex, I might only be sleeping with one of y'all. I might have conversation with all y'all,
or none of y'all.
Or none of y'all. I'm not thinking about near one of y'all.
Yeah.
Because it's so much. Like, you get approached every day. Like, even think about in college. Like, even people you see all the fucking time. It's like,
I see you every Monday
every day
at 10 o'clock walking across campus, and every Monday at 10 o'clock you ask me, where's your hug?
Exactly. So it's like you're getting the attention constantly for just existing. Whereas if you get into, let's say, your later 20s or now in your 30s, it seems like, okay, I got to kind of go out and get what I want. I think that times have changed a little bit for women. So women are kind of forced to, in their older years, to be more kind of like outgoing and like, now I have to go and do the chasing. When realistically, I don't feel like it should always be like that. I do feel like men like it more when women shoot their shot, but I don't think that that's a natural thing. I think that's an adaptability thing, because I watch a lot of like Animal Planet and like those kind of shows. And when you see how animals behave, it's never, the women are never seeking the men, ever. These little male fish and birds and all kinds of, they be putting on the biggest fucking show. They be literally, some of them be fighting just to get the attention of the woman or the girl or the female, is their animals. Like, then it's like, sometimes you're like, nope, don't like either one of you, swimming away, bye. Whereas like with people, I feel like probably at a certain sense, naturally, it's like men are supposed to pursue women, and we just kind of, some of it is due to the sassy apocalypse, that a lot of the men want to be the women. So now it's just like, yeah, I want y'all to come to me. But when it comes down to cheating, I don't think that men or women are more inclined to cheat more than the other. I think it's more about acceptability. Women get condemned for being outwardly sexual, whether it's like, even, you don't even know how many people I've slept with, what I've done. But if you perceive it to be that way, now it's a stain on me. Whereas with men, nobody is really looking at a man who they feel like don't have any experience. Let's be realistic. Nobody necessarily is looking like this man, like a 30-year-old virgin as a man. It's like, whoa.
No woman has ever said she wanted her man to be a virgin, ever.
Exactly.
But a man, yes.
Exactly. I think it comes to it. It is all surrounded how like girls and boys are raised. And I've said it before, like, people protect and rightfully so, like, people protect the innocence of girls and they disregard boys. I feel like if boys were raised with the same kind of like structure, like, no, you don't sleep with everybody. Like, sex is special, community is special, all of these different things, then men will operate differently. But if you're coming from a place of where nobody even really sits down and has like the conversation about sex with boys, it just, one, it creates a bunch of unknown, and they just out there just living, and nobody is checking it or being like, why are you moving like that? Like, you can't move like that. You shouldn't do that. It's more so praised. So as men get older, they're just doing what they've been praised for their entire life. So if you fucking mad girls, you the man. Versus if you're a girl fucking mad men, you're a whore.
Yeah. And so I think even to take it a step further, because technically the topic is monogamy, right? The opposite of monogamy is polyamory, or poly whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
right? That's the opposite, right? Polyamorous and monogamy, opposite. Okay, yeah. And I feel like if you met a woman that's like, yeah, I'm poly, I have a husband and a wife, or if I have 2 boyfriends, or I have 2 whatever, people will look at that woman and be like, you're just greedy, you're nasty, you're a whore. To men, I mean, a man having 2 women, 2 girlfriends, 2 wives, whatever the case may be, they look at that like, oh, you the man, you must have money to take care of 2 women, or all those different things. So that,
thing, like, oh, Africans do it, they be having multiple wives, and Arabs do it, and they be whoa. Hold on now, hold on. What are we doing here? It's just like, it's not even plain. I don't think that it's a thing where men are incapable of being monogamous. It's all just about, like you said, discipline is a key thing. And that's for anybody. If you lack discipline, you're easily swayed to do anything.
Yeah.
Because you're not disciplined enough. And also the value that people place on monogamy. When it comes to men being in monogamous relationships, it's kind of just like a boys will be boys. Niggas gonna cheat. All niggas cheat. And it's just like, as women, you're taught to kind of just accept it. It's like, accept that you're going to get cheated on, rather than, no, the onus is on him because he's not disciplined. And that's the thing that you should really be focused on. It's like, do you really want a man who's undisciplined in your life? No.
It has no self-control. Making
no
decisions for me, leading my house, no.
That's making snap decisions, no. You do not possess the qualities of a leader, actually. And I feel like if we started kind of, I don't want to use the word shame, but if we started shaming niggas, I'm gonna use it anyway. Then I think that the behavior would be different, because it's like, oh, people are actually watching me. This is what the message that I'm doing sends. It's like, you ain't like, imagine you could be like, you a dog ass nigga. Imagine a bitch telling you ain't disciplined. You're not a leader. It's like
you all over the place. You messy.
all over the place. You like, you're just so undisciplined.
And I feel like that only works for, this is a double-edged sword, because there are plenty of corporate men or politicians that cheat. But I think that a lot of professional men, whether that's corporate or politics or different things like that, they find value in having a wife and a family, because as a man, when you present that sort of way, people take you more serious, because
in a certain,
you're structured, you're about your business, you're responsible, you're this, you're that. Now, whether if they're really that or not, that's whatever. But forward facing,
like, you don't have a family, you're single still. Like in certain areas, like men do receive the same thing. And like you said, in politics, it's a very big one. If you don't have a family in politics, it's like you're a single man. Absolutely not. You can't be our mayor, our governor, our senator. You are a single man. Get out of here. It's like having the wife,
definitely like
it's like, well, what's wrong with you? Having the wife, having the family, those things boost you up. And I just feel like if that value needs to be placed everywhere, across
the board.
If you really paid attention to it, nobody's really looking at you when you walk in the room. But if you walk in the room and your significant other, they looking at her, and now in turn they're looking at you. Exactly. What Beyonce said, I upgrade you, all that shit. So it's kind of just like, I feel like bring shame them, and they'd be like, I have to behave differently, raise them different. If you have boys, don't applaud your son for being a whore. The same way you would not applaud your daughter, don't applaud your son. I'm not pushing you out there to just, I don't have a Tom, Dick, and Harry names for women, but Mary, Sarah, and Jessica, don't be like that. Like, you gotta start placing some value on yourself, and we gotta start placing value on men from young. And it's just like, yeah, being monogamous is cool. I will say our age group of men, I feel like there are a lot more men that are getting married younger, that want the wife and the children, and they want that family unit. So hopefully the next generation of kids that they are the fathers to, they will approach that differently when it comes to their sons. Like, yeah, I'm setting an example. We do value marriage. We do value these things. We do value being honest. We do value being faithful. We do value being monogamous, if that's what y'all want to do.
And if it's not, that's fine.
If it's not, then it's different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
But I think the overarching thing that, people are just not supposed to, like men are just incapable, like scientifically, they're just innate, they're incapable, is a cop-out. That's bullshit.
Yeah. And I feel like people who adapt, specifically women who adapt that mindset, I'm not saying women can't believe in being polygamous, like, or polyamory, whatever. You can believe in that as a woman. But I feel like there are some women who just accept that because they've never been in a relationship with a man who was monogamous or who operated in a sense of self-discipline and self-control. And so it's kind of like you just want to accept what's there because that's just what it is. Not because you really feel that way and that's how you want it to be. Granted, there are some women who do feel that way, and that's fine. But I'm saying I feel like more often than not now, women are just accepting it because it's like, well, this is just what it is. So let me get with the program.
Right. And it's just like, nah.
Yeah.
Not doing that.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that was my random question.
That was a good one. So I feel like that question actually was a perfect segue into our topic. I want to know, and I'll explain why I want to know this. I want to know, what was your first introduction to fear as a woman? Now, I watched the TikTok, and the woman was explaining, I think she was talking about millennial news. And of course, I always see tons of video of why millennials are the way that we are. We've just survived mad shit. And this girl, she brought up the Natalie Holloway case and how her disappearance was on the news for months, like every freaking day. you were getting news about this case, like, where is she? What happened? Like, trying to just figure it out. I remember Nancy Grace and that Bob was on the screen all the time about that case. And I was just like, when I thought about it, I was like, that was one of the first introductions to me. I was like, oh, you have to be fearful as a woman. You can't just operate. You can't just be and exist. And another case was in DC, Sandra Levy, when she went missing and her body was found, trying to figure out who killed her, what happened. And it was just like, she was just going for a run in the park. Like, how did we get here to, like, and I guess maybe because it was more local that I was like, I remembered that. And I remember a lot of, especially with Chandra Levy and also with Natalie Holloway, about like why these things were happening. And it was kind of just like trying to find fault within them. Like, oh, you were murdered because something you did. Rather than, no, somebody murdered me, point blank, period. Why does who I'm dating or who I'm sleeping with justify me being murdered?
Or what I'm wearing.
Or any of those things. And I was just like, those two things I feel like Younger really kind of introduced me to. There's different rules for women and men. Like, you kind of hear about those things, that obviously it's double standards. It's different rules for girls operate, boys. But when you see it and it's like you can't escape it, it's like, oh shit. Yeah. And I remember Natalie, I was like, oh, I'm never going to Aruba. Ever. Ever. Granted, I don't be meeting people when I go places, but absolutely not. Absolutely not. Nobody knew what happened to her. Nothing. And it was just like, that shit, I feel like, really scared me and was like, there's a difference here. You gotta act different when you go out. And I always wondered, like, what was other women's like first initial, like, give me the bear. Give me the bear.
Yeah. So, okay. Let me just say, this might be a trigger warning, because anybody, trigger warning. So when I was young, right, I grew up very like fearful of men, grown men, fearful of men. And obviously, like, I grew up in a house with a father. He wasn't scary to me, but other men were scary to me. And I think that was also because growing up, I saw a lot of, not in my own home, but like with other female family members, hearing stories about how countless amount of women in my family were sexually assaulted, or even like cousins my age that experienced certain things with men. And it's like, okay, I always felt like, oh my God, it's going to happen to me. It's going to happen to me. It's going to happen to me today. Like, when is it going to happen to me? Because it happened to all of them, but it didn't happen to me. Like, is it going to happen to me? Like, you know what I mean? Just having that fear, or even like domestic violence, having aunts and family members who men were violent towards them. So I feel like in my childhood, I was a very like fearful of men. Okay. But the moment that I realized for myself, oh, you don't go nowhere alone. Even now, like, I'm a very paranoid person. When we first moved to Maryland, I was a walker, right? Because where we live, the school's right there. So you walk to school. And I walked to school by myself. So because my parents, they had to go to work early. My grandmother was older in age. You know, she wasn't about to get up and walk me. So, okay, we're thinking this is a very safe neighborhood. We coming from New York. Maryland, it's like, your kid's good, you know?
Yeah, especially where you lived. It was like, what the fuck is happening right here?
Exactly. So I'm walking to school, and mind you, I always saw men in like these vans, like construction workers, you know, they're going to work. They're not paying me no mind. One day I'm walking to school, and where my elementary school was, you had to walk from the back of the school to get to the front of the school where our house was. So I'm walking, and I get to like literally right before the property of the school. And there's like a group of men just standing there, like low-key waiting on me. And I'm like, I see these men going to work in their trucks all the time. Like, why is they standing right here? So I'm like, at that moment, I'm like, shit, like, do I go through them? Do I run around them? At that point, I couldn't really run around anywhere because it was either walk through them or whatever. So I'm like, oh my God. So I just hold on to my little book bag, and I'm walking through. One of them starts tugging on my book bag. Like, literally, my aunt, one of my crazy aunts, she worked at the before and after school program at that elementary school. And she came out of nowhere, like literally out of nowhere, and was like, literally with a knife, literally, and popped up, crazy ass Ebony.
I didn't even need a name. I already knew what auntie it was. I already knew.
Yeah. And pulled out that knife. They all scattered and ran away. But at that moment, I know, oh yeah, as a young girl, you don't go nowhere alone. Nowhere. You don't go to gas stations at nighttime. You don't go anywhere alone. And I'm probably the most paranoid person you probably know. I'm always on a swivel because specifically for that reason. Like, even once I got down to college, like Ebony and Quita, we scheduled our classes around each other. Especially our evening classes. We gonna walk. If you get out of class early, go to the library and wait for me, and we gonna walk across the campus together, because we had an open campus at Morgan. Like, there would be people, grown men, just walking around, like, you know what I'm saying, just in the surrounding area.
There's no reason for you to be here. This is college. You are not enrolled. Get out.
But you're here. So I feel like that was 4th grade. So that was my first personal experience of like, thank God nothing happened to me. But before that, growing up, I always felt like I always heard of cousins or different people in my family that experience, different things, whether it be, abuse by men, whether that's sexual abuse or physical violence. And I always just felt like it's going to happen to me. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. It wasn't until I became like a teenager where I kind of felt like just be on your P's and Q's and just, you know what I mean? It wasn't until I was older and kind of like started to talk to boys more often that I felt like, okay. Although I did have an incident one time that I don't think I've ever even told my parents about this, but this is why your kids should not be going to sleeping over people's houses. And that's a hill I'm gonna die on. I only had one friend. Actually, I had 2 friends. One in particular, she had a brother, right? And I was over their house, and the brother was cool. The parents were cool. Everything was cool. But normally, like, if the sister had people sleeping over, then the brother, like, wouldn't be there, or the brother's, like, like the brother would be at the friend's house, whatever. So I'm over there, and their parents didn't play no type games. But for whatever reason, the brother was having people sleep over there, too. That was unusual. So I was like, okay, I'm not comfortable with this, whatever. So time is going on. It's about to become time for everybody to like go to bed or all that different stuff. And the parents was like, yeah, the boys in the basement, the girls upstairs. Cool. The girls upstairs. I wake up in the middle of the night and I see some boy coming in the room. When I tell you, I woke my friend up. I was like, what he doing up here? We woke her parents up so quick. Never again. I never slept over there again. And it wasn't even the brother. It was the brother's friend. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like, what he doing up here? The parents said stay in the basement. What you doing up here? Like, very, So yeah, the parents was not having that. Thank God that she had some good parents that was just not just letting anything ride. But could you imagine? Like,
yeah, no.
Nigga, what is you doing up here? You heard the parents say stay in the basement. What is you doing up here? Creeping in a room at 2:00 in the morning. And obviously they were older than us, so it was kind of like
what you did. Like, yeah, you came up
here also. I didn't know what was going on, but a couple years later, that one friend that I had, the girl, she was definitely messing with her older brother's friend. I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know that. I was afraid. I said, "Oh,
as you should have been." Like, huh? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think I ever told my parents that, but yeah,
I'm not here for sleepovers at all. I don't care.
Yeah,
no man.
So yeah.
But yeah, I just think that that's like crazy. Like, even the first 3 were like the 4th grade. Like, even certain things, like even to this day, I feel like from childhood sticks with me. Like a white van, you couldn't pay me,
especially a white. I won't park next to one. I won't walk past
a white
one.
van with a sliding door. I don't.
And no windows.
Absolutely
the painted white. No.
Those painter vans, I would never. To this day, that is like a fear that. And it's not even just like it's an irrational. It is a rational fear to be scared of those fucking vans. I don't care. If I see a white van anywhere, I don't want to be nowhere near it.
No.
I don't park next to it. I will walk far as fuck or out of the way to make sure I don't park near
There's
them.
just certain things as women that you just have to learn how to do. Like, even if I'm let's say I'm going to the grocery store, right? I want to find the spot that's the closest to the door. Not just because I'm lazy, but the closer to the door, the more eyes are going to be on me. Period.
The closest to the door, places that have like security cameras. Like, I'll pay attention to those things. Our Lowe's, outside of our Lowe's, like theirs have like the little generator and has like a blue light on it, so you know what it is. But even certain places, like when I go to Walmart, I watch a lot of true crime. So when I be watching, they be trying to track people's last movements, and they be like the parking lot. I know where the cameras are. It's usually that aisle that's right in front of the doors. That's the aisle you want to park on. Every time I go to Walmart, I don't care. I am parking on that aisle. Yep. I will lap around. If it's too far,
I'm not going. Lap around. Especially if I'm by myself or by myself with my child.
Yeah.
Even then, at that point, like, I would never park in a spot that there was any big truck, big vehicle, whatever. I'm only parking next to small cars. Even a minivan, I'd be like, I don't know if I want to park there. Because if you pop up that minivan door on me, please.
It's a curtains. It's a wrap.
Please.
But yeah, it's like certain things like that. It's like I pay attention to those things. And it's very difficult because you don't want to feel like you have to live in fear. Like I can't just exist because I'm a woman. And there's some nasty, creepy ass, freaky ass niggas out here.
Yeah.
That's climbing in the windows and stealing people or whatever. How'd your kids, how'd your wife? Like you just can't.
You're living your life in paranoia.
You're living your life having to adopt different practices that men don't have to. And it's like when people be like, give me the bear, it's like, no, it's not. We're not saying that all niggas are bad. It's just like, if you really listen to and ask a lot of women their stories, you'll be like, I see why you're saying you choosing the bear, because a lot of these niggas out here are scary, scared of you.
And then this one girl, she gave her think piece on it and why she would choose the bear over a man. And this is something I never even thought about, but she was like, there are men that would be nice to you, be sweet to you, be friendly to you, befriend you. And then they'll ask you for what they really want. And then once you don't accept their proposal or give it to them, then they'll just go and take it. And it's like, damn, I thought I could trust you. I was comfortable around you. I thought you was my friend. And it's like, damn, I never even thought about that in a situation. Because she gave a whole scenario, like if I was trapped in the woods with a man by the 30th day or whatever she said. And I was just like, dang, I didn't even think about it like that. You went 3 weeks, nice, sweet, me and you, we cool, we in this together. But as soon as those hormones started raging, you lack that self-control and that discipline. Not all men, but in this situation that she was referencing, that self-control and that discipline wasn't there. And he just wanted to take what he
felt like he wanted to have. It's just so weird to me. It's fucking annoying. And it's honestly, it's not even annoying. Annoying is not even the proper word, because annoying is too light of a word.
Yeah.
I don't know what the worst possible word is, but it's that. And it's just like, why do I have to fucking live my life this way?
Yeah.
To literally, you have to, as a woman, you always, no matter what, you walk around with paranoia, you walk around with rational fears. So it's like, yeah, it causes a lot of anxiety, and it causes you to be just very distrustful of men, whether that man is a good man or not. It's like, no, I can't fucking trust you, because history has shown me, my personal life experience with men has shown me I should be afraid of you.
No, the worst thing is like when you're walking down the street, right? And trust me, you've been in this situation plenty of times. Walking down the street, walking across campus, walking anywhere, walking in the store. You can see you're walking this way, somebody's coming this way. If I see that a man is coming towards me on that side, I will go on the other sidewalk. I will go across the street, whatever the case may be, just to avoid any interactions. Why? Because even if, let's say you're walking, he's walking towards you. Oh, damn, you beautiful. How are you doing? Thank you. Keep walking. Bitch, you think you too fucking good to talk to me?
Yes, like and I think people discount how aggressive people are. Like just a simple like, okay, thank you. Like, so now I look uncomfortable. Like, why are you walking over here to me? Please go away. Like, I don't want that. It's just like, okay, cool, fine. Thank you. Bye. Like, even when we were in college, it was just like, you got to a point where it's like, if we out together, I really don't even want this person in my face. That's just like, you know what? Because I've had way too many situations where a simple no turns into, now you in my face, now you cursing at me, now I'm a bitch, now I'm all kinds of these things. It's just like, listen, I'm gonna give you the fucking number. I just want you away from me. You want to follow me on Instagram? Cool. You want to follow me on Snapchat? Cool. Just please get away from me.
And I'm gonna go about my business.
And I'm gonna go about my business. I'm gonna give you a fake number. It's gonna be one phone number off. I don't care. I just need you to. It's easier, and it's annoying that no is not just no, because like I have to give you something for you to be like, okay, I'm cool. For you to just accept that I'm not fucking interested. I gotta give you a number. I gotta give you my Instagram. I gotta give you something just to get you to fuck away from me. And as women, we do it because like I just don't want no fucking problems. Like I don't need that. And it's very like, it's disheartening that we have to live our lives this way. It's disheartening that, okay, I have to make sure that I adopt certain practices and this is a plan I don't deviate from. Like if I'm in the store, like, you know, I go places by myself and you should be able to, but it's certain things I just don't do. I don't like, if I have my headphones in my ear, I quickly, when I'm walking out of a store, I will take that shit out. Unless I'm like on the phone with my mom or something like that. It's, okay, cool. So somebody else could hear what the hell is going on in the background. That's the only time. But sometimes like I'll have my headphones in the house and I'll run out the door. If I'm going into a store, I'll take that shit out of my ear and leave it in the car. I do not move like that. Even walking out of a store, if I gotta walk to my car, I have my keys in hand.
And I don't unlock that door until I'm literally right
up on it.
Right up on my car.
I don't do it. Like, and I'd be so fucking upset that I don't have a push to start car because I just want the shit to unlock. And now I gotta click it, open the door. I gets in that car so quick. I don't leave the door open and do all this shit. I get in, shut that door, and I push that fucking lock button. I don't care.
Like nothing. And you know what's so funny? Like I go through this a lot, even like when I'm with Matt, right? Like there's been so many times where like in my mind, as soon as I'm like right up on the car, the door should be unlocked. I'm hopping in. And that's just my own paranoia. And it's like him, sometimes he's like, oh, let me pull the key out. I'm like, the key should be in your hand already. I'm looking around and he's just looking at me. He's like, oh, my bad. Like thinking nothing of it. And most of the time I don't say anything because he doesn't have to operate in that panic mindset as a man. Me, right. I'm constantly thinking someone's going to snatch my ass up. So when he's like, oh yeah, let me pull it out. Obviously I'm with him. So I know he's not going to let anything happen to me. But if we're in a parking lot, I feel like my life is a movie. Like in my mind, that door needs to be unlocked because somebody could pull up right now and snatch me or snatch my kid. Like
it's like even when
it sounds crazy, but that's really how my mind works. In his mind, he probably just thinks like, oh yeah, I'll just unlock it when I get closer up. In my mind, I'm like, oh my God, the door's not unlocked. And I'll just be sitting there looking like, unlock the door.
Ready to go. Even when I have Harper, like even when she was a baby and I gotta strap you in, I gotta put this carry. I'm like, no, we gonna get this done quick, fast, and in a hurry. Yes. I can get a kid in and out of a car seat so goddamn fast, one hand.
There's nothing worse.
It's like that fear is like, oh my God, if something happened to me with my baby, like people, especially in Atlanta, shit. At one point, I was scared to get fucking gas. It was like, no, you get the gas. Don't leave your key in the car. Take your key with you. Lock the fucking doors because people was jumping in people's cars and pulling off with their kids in the back seat. No, absolutely not. So it's just like, I have to be like women. We have to be overly conscious of a lot of things. And it's just like, it's fucking exhausting.
Yeah.
That shit is so exhausting. I'm like, I just want to live my life. And it doesn't matter. You could be super glammed up. You could literally have just rolled out of the bed, not brushed your teeth. If a man is going to fucking approach you, he's going to approach you. Like when I tell you, I'll never forget this one time I was in Target and I might've been on the phone with Michelle. And I'm just browsing through Target. Probably just decompressing, looking up every aisle. And I noticed this guy out the corner of my eye. I noticed him when I was in like the toiletry aisle. I looked up, he was there. Nigga, why are you here? You're not buying any toiletries. You don't have a cart. You don't have anything. So why are you on this aisle?
Yeah.
The next aisle, look up, there he is again. And I'm like, again, you don't have anything in your hand. You didn't get nothing from the last aisle. Why are you now here again? Go to the clothing section. Nigga is there again. I remember telling Michelle, I'm like, yo, this nigga is fucking following me.
Like,
I was like, I remember, and he kept like, when I looked at him and he's looking at me, I'm like, you're fucking following me. You are following me and I know it. And it's just like, I literally went to customer service and I was like, no, that guy right there. Cause I saw, I saw an employee and I'm like, no, him, that nigga right there, get him.
And you can't be afraid to speak up.
He is dangerous. He is literally following me. I was just like, I left. I didn't even buy nothing. Everything that I had in my basket, I left it. I was like, I don't even feel comfortable. Like, I just feel like I can't even shop in peace. I'm just like, why do y'all fucking exist? Sometimes it's just like, just give me the fucking bear. Please, I'd rather take my chances with a wild fucking animal than take my chances with some of these men out here because it's scary. And it's just like, where do y'all learn this fucking animalistic behavior? And this one we be like, niggas is animals. This is what we be talking about.
Yeah.
Y'all are fucking animals. Y'all are scary.
And I think, and I do think that there are some men that like, they might not know that they're being scary and they're not doing it on purpose, right? It's just kind of like in their mind, being aggressive or assertive as a man is attractive to most women, but it's how you go about it.
There's a difference between aggressive and assertive as well.
Yeah.
Y'all need to learn that before you try to put it in practice. You need to learn that there is a difference.
Yeah.
If somebody says no, okay, no means no.
Yeah.
Applying pressure and being fucking creepy, two totally different things. If somebody says no and your first snap reaction is to start getting all, hold on.
Yeah. But I also think too, I think like when we're, and this might be a little controversial, but I do think when you're younger, like in your teen or early 20 years old and all that stuff, there have been plenty of times that's like, okay, a girl, like a guy might be trying to pursue a girl and she's acting coy because she wants you to like chase her. And it's like, oh no. And it's like, I don't even like to say, like, you can tell when someone is really saying yes, even though they're saying no. I think we as women should just stop doing that, period.
Like, don't
if the answer is yes, don't say no.
Don't say no. Like, yes. Don't give mixed signals because
that's not good flirting. That's not no.
It just invites.
Let's be clear.
It just invites a lot of
confusion,
unwanted attention. Like if it's truly unwarranted and unwanted, then you gotta keep it that way. It cannot be like maybe no. If it's hell no. It's hell no every fucking time. I don't want it. I'm not interested in it. And you really just have to operate that way. It's like we as women have to continue to adopt certain standards and just leave them that way. That whole like, yeah, you could chase me once I let you know I'm interested, but I'm interested, but I
think there's levels of playing hard to get. And sometimes I think women also need to learn that as well.
This could potentially go real bad.
Yeah.
And of course you don't want to put that on somebody like, oh, this guy's gonna assault me. But it's just one of those things you have to have in the back of your mind, like, okay.
A little discernment.
Discernment. I'm not gonna send no kind of like if it's clear, is it not clear? It's gonna be very fucking clear.
Crystal
clear. And vice versa. And body language is important. Body language tells you everything that you fucking need to know. Like if you walk over to someone and they instantly put, this is body language. I'm close. Please get away from me right now. I'm protecting myself from you. Get away. I'm not just like, hey, come on.
In my phone,
I have walked away. I look down. I'm not making eye contact with you because I don't want you to even talk to me. This shit literally happened to me in Walmart. It's always fucking Walmart. Always Walmart. I just can't live. I'm just going in there to buy fucking hangers. I go in there, buy hangers and scratch offs. But we talk about scratch offs later. But I'm buying hangers. I go buy the hangers. I'm trying to get to the checkout line. Somebody stops me on my way in the store. No, thank you. Like, no, thank you. Feet don't stop moving. Like, I'm very much on feet don't stop fucking moving.
Don't.
No, thank you. Keep it moving. There's no opportunity for you to say nothing. There's no opportunity for you to try to convince me. I'm fucking moving. So I'm walking back to get to like the self-checkout register. And now in our Walmart, they have like their patio furniture, like in the middle of some of the aisles, like the big major aisles. So I'm like, you kind of had to move around. They had pallets everywhere because they restocking. So I'm having to like zigzag in and out of stuff. I see this guy at the corner of my fucking eye. He's walking this way. I'm walking this way. I see him. He's walking in a straight line the whole time. And then all of a sudden tries to move over to the lane I'm in. Why? Why are you stopping right in front of my face? So I literally, yes, can I fucking help you? Actually, I don't want to help you. Get the fuck out of my face. Now I'm annoyed. Now, I'm feeling aggressive.
I feel
threatened. I feel trapped. Why are you walking over here to me?
Yeah.
Why are you walking over here? What the fuck do you want? And then tries to hand me a fucking business card. Do I look like a fucking AR? Bitch, I don't want to hear your fucking music. I don't care. Get out of my face. Like, get out of my fucking face. He literally looked at me. I guess he was a barber and a rapper. This why people don't fuck with barbers. This right here. And his question, how many sons do you have? Nigga, get the fuck away from me.
Like, why was that the opening?
Why are you asking me these questions? And I don't like that. I don't like when people try to walk up on you and start asking you a whole bunch of personal fucking questions. Get the fuck, where your man at? Oh, I know you got a man. Bitch.
Please.
Get away from me. Because I will stab you in this fucking Walmart.
Like,
get away. It's just like, when the whole time I literally went to check out, and now I'm having because now I see your ass again. Get away from me. Like, now I have to keep my head on the swivel. I can't just go buy fucking hangers.
Yeah.
Very basic.
I think another thing, this is the last thing I'll say about this. The other thing that makes me very uncomfortable pertaining to men specifically. When I'm in the store with my child and a man comes up to me and says, like, oh, you're going to have a problem when she gets older.
No, you about to have a fucking problem right now.
You going to have a problem right now. Right now. Not like, my thing is, I just feel like as a man, I can't see.
Why are you walking up to a woman and her child?
Yeah, like, and making comments about the child, like, oh, she's so beautiful, this and the third. Yes, we have beautiful kids. I have cute kids, whatever. But I just feel like as a man, it's just certain social cues. I'm not saying a man can't compliment I don't know. I just feel like if I was a man, I would not walk up to anybody and say, yeah, your daughter is cute and she's a kid. Like, I just wouldn't.
Yeah, like, even in general, I don't care. And people do it to, like, Harper all the time. And I be having to explain to her, like, no, we don't talk to everybody. We don't do it. And it's just like, it sucks because she's 6. She's innocent. She's not thinking that this is weird. And it goes back to those things like, you don't want to have to do it, but it's like, you have to. Now this innate womanly fear, I have to instill in you at 6. You don't get to just, we as women and as young girls, you don't get to just live and just exist. Now I gotta make you afraid because this is the only way I can possibly protect you. Is you have to be afraid and you have to be aware. So it's like when I'm like, and she's a fucking songbird. She'll sing every damn song playing on the radio in Walmart all day long. And people come like, she has such a beautiful voice. Please stop talking to my child. Don't talk. First of all, why y'all, that wasn't in Jordan. Y'all don't speak to people, kids. Don't do that. Don't talk to my child.
Yeah.
Even when people give up, oh, she's okay, thank you. And I just keep it fucking moving. I'm not making long conversation. There's no conversation for us to have.
It's like, I don't want to be that way, but
it's like, you kind of have to. Even when men approach, absolutely the fuck not. I have like the meanest look on my face, like, do not bring your ass over here. And I always get that. You should smile. Nigga, I will slam your head in between these freezer fucking doors. Get the fuck away from me right now.
Please.
It's just like, read the fucking room. I'm not interested. Don't talk to me. I saw you walking down the aisle. I just want to get my fucking ketchup and leave. Like, I just want to just do my base, just live my life in peace and not have to worry about, am I going to get attacked today? And honestly, a lot of times, like, obviously I go out and I do things by myself because it's regular life. You're not going to have a chaperone everywhere that you go. Yeah. But when I do go out, I don't think I operate from a place of just like being naive that shit happens. It's in my brain. If I go to the mall, I park at a department store. Why? Because the cameras are going to be outside of the department store. I try to park in the aisle that's closest to the door. If there's street lights, I want to park in a place that's well lit. If it looks like it's a little dark further away, I'll wait for a parking spot.
I'm not going.
I will risk getting a ticket in a handicap spot before I park. You're going to have to find me.
Yeah.
I don't care. You're going to have to fucking find me. I'm pulling in this handicap spot. This is the only spot available that's close. Handicap spot. I'm parking there. I don't care.
Yeah, I agree. It just is what it is. That is the reality of being a woman. The reality.
Fucking sucks. It truly, truly, truly sucks sometimes. It's like, I love being a girl, but
it comes with its things.
Not when the creepiness is outside. So yeah. And I think I actually implore men to ask the women in their lives about their experiences, because I think that they would gain a better understanding of why women are the way that they are. Because there's even like when people, like the whole situation when that first happened, like, oh, would you choose a man to be stuck with a man or a bear? Men was upset that women was saying the bear. And it was just like, it wasn't clicking in their head as to why. It's like, if you actually sat down and had conversations, ask your mother, ask your aunt, ask your sister, ask your girlfriend, ask your wife about what their experiences are dealing with men. And I guarantee you, if you ask them that one question, they'll probably give you 30 different scenarios that has happened to them off the top of their fucking head.
Yeah, literally.
And then you'll see, it'll make sense to be like, oh, I can see, that's scary. I wouldn't want that shit to happen.
And I also think I'll take it a step further and say not most, but like, let's say the men in our lives, right? Because they don't behave that way, they may be oblivious to the fact that there are niggas that behave this way. Like, sometimes when I have conversations with Matt, he'd be like, you're like, what? And I'm like, no, niggas are crazy. Like, there are men in this world that are crazy, freaky frogs. Like, and they are scary. Like, yes, this is real.
Very much real. It's
very much.
Very real. Very chaotic. And downright dangerous in these fucking streets.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, glad we got that off our chest.
Yeah. Sorry, there was no silver lining. I didn't have one.
you know, this just is what
it
it
is.
is.
What it is.
Mm-hmm. It is what it is.
Oh, hate it here. Hate it here. Hate it here. Okay. Well, yeah. Now that I know that, I just cannot. Oh my God, the 4th grade.
Yeah.
That makes me sad for little Sierra.
I'm still sad for me too. I was literally terrified. I never walked to school again after that. At least not by myself. I had an escort.
Shout out to Evan.
Escort. Yeah.
Always been a real one. Shout out to
if my parents couldn't drive me to school, because like, you know, when you're a car rider or a walker, you can't just come to school at any point in time. Like you have to come to school
at a certain time.
Yeah, and if my parents had to be to work early, and mind you, at that time they worked down in Rockville, Baltimore, whatever. So you have to leave early to, get to.
You have to be on the road by 6:30.
No. Can drop me off at school at 6:30. So eventually, they did put me in the before and after school program, so I was able to go to school earlier. And yeah. I'll tell you where it happened later, and I'll give you more details, but I just left those details out the story because I didn't want to sound prejudiced or stereotypical or whatever about the group of men. But we'll talk about that later. Remind me when I call you.
Oh, I will. I'll remember. But yeah, okay. Episode 60. Ooh, that was a big one. My bad.
That was a doozy.
I was on episode like late, and then
no,
sorry, not this one. Maybe 70. 70. I'll give y'all a light episode. 70. Yeah. I'll give you some shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and see y'all in the next one, hoes.
Toodaloo.